Hi, everyone. My name is Armando Diana. I'm the Director of Product Marketing for the Campus Firewalls, and this is going to be a high-level overview of the EBC deck for the Campus Firewalls. Please note there is a talk track in the notes section to help you, and we also have citations for the stats we present. So let's get started. The first slide is setting the landscape. So the main points you need to make here is that most organizations are undergoing a digital transformation, and this is leading to an evolving threat landscape and adding complexities to the hybrid IT environment. You may want to mention that campus networks are complex, dynamic environments with multiple on-site departments that rely on the internet and cloud-based applications for their business-critical operations. They also have OT and IoT technologies that require secure, always-on connectivity, and campus networks also have visitors that bring unknown devices and activity onto the network. Once you establish that, we want to talk about how the market is changing. And this new reality has led to four main shifts for enterprise campus networks. The first one is migration to the cloud. Now, businesses need to be agile to compete in the global economy, and that is driving a rise in multi-cloud environments. This migration is driving the need for security and risk management leaders to adopt a unified security approach to protect their assets and users in any location. In short, they need to manage external and internal risks to avoid downtime, which can cost them millions of dollars a day. The second shift is work from anywhere. Now, work from anywhere has become a lasting feature of the workforce, and forward-looking organizations are implementing long-term security strategies to securely connect remote workers to corporate data and assets, which is distributed across multi-cloud environments. The IT and security teams are struggling to provide consistent security policies. Now, at the same time, users are looking to get a superior user experience. And this is the reason that many customers are looking at their network design with focus on users and devices. The second is distributed networks. Now, the campus and even branch locations are no longer being connected to a central hub over an expensive private line, but they're being directly connected to the internet over less expensive broadband, and it goes directly to the cloud. Networks are becoming more distributed because of the types of egress coming from the campuses and even the branches. It's not just workers at their computers accessing email, building PowerPoint presentations, or working in spreadsheets. We are now seeing a rise of machine and things that connect to the internet and require applications to run. And finally, the fourth shift is on the platform. Now, enterprise network management involves many different toolkits and workflows, and they often spread across a variety of different vendors and solutions. You may want to point out that according to an IBM study, organizations have deployed on average more than 45 security tools across their network, and that's managed by about 19 different vendors. They're trying to integrate these services together, and that's very challenging since most vendors typically operate within a closed ecosystem. It is also difficult to use custom-built tools unless they're written in the vendor's chosen programming language. That often means organizations end up with a loosely connected patchwork of tools to manage various parts of their network. As networks grow more complex, it's more important than ever to give administration a centralized, holistic network management platform from which to orchestrate their workflows. Okay, so when we go to the next slide, now this highlights the three challenges of a hybrid architecture. The first challenge is managed security risks. You may want to mention that according to a 2022 IBM security report, the average cost for an enterprise to find and recover from a data breach is about $4.4 million, and it takes on average 70 days to contain it. You may also want to mention it comes at a time when ransomware is getting nastier and more expensive all the time. In a global ransomware survey conducted by Fortigate, 67% of organizations report suffering a ransomware attack. Even worse, almost half said they had been targeted more than once. So the challenge is about managing risk by reducing the attack surface and providing the right level of access to users and devices. Second challenge is to reduce complexity. Now, in the previous slide, I mentioned the average number of point products organizations use to try to secure the network. Now, most organizations end up creating complex workarounds to get the solutions to loosely work together. According to a Gartner study, 99% of all firewall breaches will be because of policy misconfigurations. Now, the third and final challenge is increasing network visibility. Network managers face daily pressures to keep their business safe from cyber threats, but struggle with providing real-time insights into network traffic. And today, 99% of all web traffic is encrypted, which allows cyber criminals to take advantage of encryption to hide their malicious activities. Encrypted traffic can also be used to deliver malware, can launch attacks, or remove data without detection. Now we want to start talking a little bit about solutions, and it starts with the hybrid mesh firewall. At Fortinet, we deliver the industry's first and only converged approach. First, we built a common operating system, FortiOS. We've been adding organic innovations over the past 20 or so years. So instead of building point products, we integrate them right into the OS for our customers to utilize them. We are the only vendor out of 100 or so vendors in the space capable of building organically to deliver across all use cases. Second, we have purpose-built ASIC technology for on-prem and cloud environments, so we can deliver the industry's highest performing firewalls along with the best user experience without sacrificing any security inspection. Third, we built enterprise-grade threat intelligence through artificial intelligence and machine learning. We deploy more than 4 million sensors globally, and we block more than 200 million threats every day. And then we move on to the security services. Now, our firewalls are the most powerful, cost-effective, and energy-efficient products on the market. That goes without question. But our AI-powered services elevate them to market-leading cybersecurity solutions. FortiGuard Labs was founded in 2002, and it's Fortinet's elite cybersecurity threat intelligence and research organization. We develop and utilize leading-edge machine learning and AI technologies to provide customers with timely and consistently top-rated protection and actionable threat intelligence. The main point there is the actionable threat intelligence that we provide. FortiGuard Labs has tremendous visibility into the threat landscape, and why not? We have more than 600,000 customers to draw upon. We have close to 500 public and private partnerships that give us tremendous telemetry and insights as well. The wide use of AI technologies allowed FortiGuard Labs to make sense of the sheer volume of data and ultimately helps customers heighten prevention, reduce mean time to detect, and reduce mean time to respond. And it drives automation and efficiencies in workflows that allow IT and security teams to scale their efforts like never before. Okay, so once we talked a little bit about solutions, now it's time to talk about the use cases. What you see on the screen here is a high-level overview of the 4 main use cases. We're going to review each use case individually in the coming slides. Just a little bit about the image on the left. It's meant to be a simple illustration of how users access the campus environment. It also talks a little about the bundle services, which I'll touch upon. And it goes all the way down, and in the bottom, you see the ASIC, FortiManager, the OS, and FortiGuard Labs. That is the foundation of the cybersecurity solutions. So, very briefly, the 4 main use cases include protecting the perimeter, or some will say protecting the edge. This is to handle the risk management challenge we talked about in the earlier slide. It helps avoid business disruptions by providing full visibility to help prevent known, zero-day, and unknown security threats. And we protect the campus with advanced security services, which we touched upon in the previous slide. For this particular slide, we focus on the bundles for the services in the image, mostly because they offer the best value, but we discussed the various services in the following slides. Customers can purchase them a la carte, but our bundles really do offer a terrific value. One bundle is Advanced Threat Protection, or ATP. This package includes intrusion prevention, advanced malware protection services, application control, and FortiCare Premium. Unified Threat Protection, or UTP, includes everything that's in ATP, plus URL, DNS, and video filtering, and anti-spam service. And finally, the Enterprise Bundle includes everything in ATP and UTP, plus AI-based inline malware prevention, inline CASB database, DLP, attack surface security, and converter services. And there's also SSL inspection, which is a process where a network security device intercepts and decrypts encrypted traffic to inspect its contents for security purposes. The second use case is access control, where the firewall controls access to specific network resources, applications, or services. This allows administrators to enforce policies regarding which users or devices can access particular resources or services. This is where one of our biggest differentiators come into play. All FortiGate firewalls include ZTNA. Now, unlike our competitors, the solution comes as a free, bundled-in add-on with all our FortiGates, and that makes it for a simple, flexible solution for on-premise, cloud, and SASE deployments. The third use case is simplifying the network, or just simplicity. Here, we simplify network complexity through our network and security convergence approach. And we also do it through FortiManager, and here you'll use the FortiManager pitch, which we'll touch on when we get to that slide. And we also automate security and network operations to provide intuitive at-a-glance reports to the NOC and SOC. And finally, the fourth use case is network segmentation. Now, network segmentation can be a crucial security measure for organizations to protect their network resources, protect their data, and protect their users. It ensures that traffic flows in a controlled and secure manner. Okay, so that's the general overview. So let's jump into the first use case. It's perimeter security. The concept of the image is to show the different ways users can access the campus network. Some will connect from their homes, others while traveling or in a hotel, and still others from events. Perimeter security, in its essence, is a fundamental component of a robust security strategy. It helps protect an organization's network infrastructure from various threats and provides granular control over network traffic, which leads to improved security and overall data protection. The specific requirements for firewall services will vary depending on the organizational need. So you really do need to qualify your customers and prospects about what it is they're actually trying to do in their topology. But a well-rounded perimeter security firewall should encompass services like content security that offers advanced security technologies optimized to monitor and protect against file-based attack tactics, also against malware, ransomware, and credential-based attacks. It can include services like antivirus, some call it virus scan, which delivers automated updates that protect against the latest polymorphic attacks, viruses, spyware, and other content-level threats. You may also want to talk and consider content disarm and reconstruction, or CDR, and that strips all active content from files in real time, creating a flat, sanitized file. It processes all incoming files, deconstructs them, and removes all elements that do not match policies. Then there is web security, which includes URL filtering for comprehensive threat protection to address threats, including things like ransomware, credential theft, phishing, and other web-based attacks. DNS filtering to provide full visibility into DNS traffic while blocking high-risk domains, including malicious newly registered domains or parked domains. There's also video filtering, which offers granular filtering and controls based on channels beyond categories. And you can also consider device security, which includes intrusion prevention, which provides the most up-to-date defense against stealthy network-level threats that actively monitor and protects against malicious activities such as DDoS attacks, port scans, and other intrusion attempts. You also have application control. Now, with application control, you can quickly create policies to allow, deny, or restrict access to applications or entire categories of applications. Access control protects digital assets, reduces the risk of insider threats, and contributes to business continuity. In the past, most remote users accessed their corporate networks through VPNs. Once they were authenticated, they had full access to all applications on the network. However, that is changing with users able to access a company network from anywhere. So organizations are moving towards zero trust network access, where users must be authenticated for each application they want to access. This use case lends itself to network access control, or NAC, which plays a vital role in strengthening an organization's cybersecurity posture. It protects sensitive data and ensures regulatory compliance. It provides a range of business benefits by improving network security, reducing risk, and enhancing operational efficiency. Over on the right, you see the verbiage of some of the benefits, and we constructed the benefits to talk to the customer benefit. So enhanced security reduces unauthorized access, and reduces the attack surface. Talk about regulatory compliance, which protects the legal and financial interest, which gives the company long-term success. And it provides real-time threat detection to safeguard their assets, reputation, and overall business continuity. The third use case is simplicity. And this use case is all about FortiManager, and you can also talk about hybrid mesh firewall. Now, FortiManager delivers network security management from a single console. It delivers full administration and visibility of network devices to optimize their operations efficiency through automation and zero-touch provisioning. It protects against security threats through real-time visibility into network performance that simplifies operations, ensures compliance, and reduces complexity. With more than 500 partner integrations and an open fabric API, enterprises can simplify workflows and build large-scale networks that enable rapid growth. Our open API ecosystem, which includes some of our competitors, lower costs by enabling organizations to automate workflows, which reduces errors and save time. And finally, the fourth use case is network segmentation. Now, this slide is a very basic depiction of segments and potential services to protect those segments. In general, network segmentation is a key component of a comprehensive cybersecurity approach that helps organizations safeguard their assets and data. Again, you need to qualify the customer or prospect to determine the exact topology of segments, and the services will depend on those segments. But as examples, you would consider content security and intrusion prevention for a guest segment. You would consider device security or anti-botnet for your OT segment. Now, anti-botnet blocks unauthorized attempts to communicate with compromised remote servers for both receiving malicious commands and extracting information. And then for the application control, for the application segment there, application control or CASB for your application segment. CASB is dual mode cloud access security broker. It's a solution that provides security, scalability, and performance using both inline API-based CASBs. Again, on the right, you can see some of the benefits. Enhanced security, it reduces the attack surface. Data protection, it protects sensitive data and safeguards intellectual property. Guest network management, it improves the customer experience while protecting your data. Simplifies access control, it reduces administrative overhead, and it improves operational efficiency by reducing the burden on the IT department and allows for more strategic initiatives. Then we talk a little bit about the portfolio. This is a very high-level overview of the mid-range portfolio or the campus portfolio, and it highlights the various models in the F and G series. The main point to bring out here is the performance numbers of these models, especially when compared to our competitors. Now we want to talk about the Fortigate difference. On the left is a representative sample of the F and G series, and how we differentiate ourselves is through our ASIC technology and the performance breakthrough it gives us. Fortigate is the only next-gen firewall built on the patented ASIC processor. It outperforms the industry's leading CPUs. With this breakthrough technology, our Fortigate's firewalls are able to deliver the highest level of protection with the best price for performance in its class. Now, I'm sure you've heard us all talk about best price for performance. So let me explain what the graphic on the right truly means. What we did to get these numbers, we took all the Fortinet firewalls in the campus portfolio. We averaged the firewall throughput. We compared that average with the average firewall throughput of all the industry competitors, and we came out 18 times better. We did the same process for the IPsec VPN throughput, and we came out 14 times better. 4 times better for threat protection, and 5 times better for SSL inspection throughput. Now, when you say things like that, customers are going to say, well, okay, that's great, but that's you just saying it. Well, that's true, but it's not just us saying it. This slide talks about the Forrester and Gartner analysts who have reviewed us and given us high marks. So, for example, we are positioned highest in the ability to execute in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. This is the 13th time in a row we appeared in the leader quadrant. If you are talking to a customer that has a very large topology, a very large infrastructure that includes data centers, you may want to mention Fortinet ranked the highest for enterprise data center use case in the Gartner Critical Capabilities. We were named a leader in the Forrester Wave. So that's independent sources basically verifying what we're saying. We also recently received a recommended rating from cyberratings.org, who also gave us a security effectiveness rating of 99.88%. Now, that effectiveness rating was precipitated upon and built upon the 600F. For those of you that may not be aware, cyberratings.org is an independent, nonprofit member organization that provides transparency and expert guidance on the cyber risks through research and testing programs. And finally, we end this deck with an overview of 3 customers. When you're looking at it and you're presenting it, the main points to keep in mind is that 90% WestRock had a 90% reduction in threats. S&P Global had a 10 times faster mean time to repair with our firewalls. And Hertz enjoyed a 50% lower total cost of ownership. So these are the main wins. There's a lot more in the Citadel. There's a lot more that we have. Please reach out to us if you're looking for more. Again, I am more than happy to review this with you individually. My name is Armando Diana. Thank you for your time.